Okay, Bismillah, welcome back folks. We are looking at simplifying ratios. This is your title, you should be writing it down into your books with the date and when we simplify ratios, what are we talking about? So for example, the first one is 3:6, question number 1 from over here. When we are simplifying ratios, yes Yusuf, go on.
We're trying to get it down to the lowest ratio. So 3:6, you couldn't get it any less because...
Are you sure? We look at the, we look at the highest common factor of 3 and 6. What are the biggest numbers that 3 and 6 will divide by?
2.
They will divide to give you 2, one of them will, but that's not what I'm looking for. 3 will divide by 1 and 3. 6 will divide by 1, 2, 3 and 6. So the highest common factor is the biggest number that they will both divide into. So you divide them both by 3, because 3 is the highest common factor. So 3 divided by 3 will give you 1. 6 divided by 3 will give you 2. So the ratio of 3:6 will simplify down to 1:2. And that is question number 1 done. Nice and straightforward. Copy that down. Yeah, everything we do here you need to copy it down. So then I can go on to the next example. If you haven't copied this one down, I can't exactly go on to the next one.
Dad, do you have any books to get the new homework? On your class book. Questions.
Oh yeah, where are they?
The homework are there.
Yeah, let me move this. Okay, 36:24 is the next question that we need to simplify. Now in this particular question, we can look at the highest common factor of these two numbers. Now 36 and 24 are both in which times table? They're both in the 12 times table. So 12 actually is the highest common.
12 and 6.
Well, 6 is not the highest common factor. We're looking for the biggest number to divide by. Now, you mentioned 6. That's good. That's where I want to start. If you don't realize that 12 is the highest common factor, then you divide it by a factor that you know will work. So, Mr. Ali, 36 and 24, Fatima just, she said that, well, it divides by 6. Well, we can divide by 6. If you don't spot the highest common factor of 12, you divide it by a common factor and see how that goes. Ruqayya, are you copying this stuff down and paying attention? Because it doesn't look like it. Your hands are not writing anything down. So 36 divided by 6 gives us 6. 24 divided by 6 gives us 4. This is the beauty of this style of question. Now, if you have a spot the highest common factor and you divide it by a common factor, you'll end up with this, for example, now. 6:4. Now, what will divide into 6 and also divide into 4? Ruqayya? Nobody else. And don't whisper to the answer. 2. So now we know that these two will divide by 2. So 6 divided by 2 is? And 4 divided by 2 is? So now after two sets of cancelling, we've come down to 3 to 2. Now, Mr. Ali, can we cancel that anymore? And the answer is no is correct. So, can we do a ratio question in more than one step? And the answer is yes. You do as many steps as you like, but the idea is to quickly finish it off. When you get to here, how do we know that we have finished when you got to here? How do we know that it is finished? Because when you got to here, it wasn't finished. So go on, Fatima.
Both numbers don't divide
anymore. So you know that you got to the answer when the numbers that you got will not simplify any further. So that's the end of that particular question, and that was question number 14. Okay, are we happy with that?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to move on to the next question. Okay, 1400 ratio 2100. Okay, let's have Khadija. Right, in this particular question, without thinking about the highest common factor, what you know will definitely divide into both sides. So we have to be, if you can identify the highest common factor, that's fine. If not, we need to think about what we know will definitely divide into both sides. So let's go for it. What do you know easily will both numbers divide by? Not you.
First, take the zeros off and then
When you say take the zeros off, that means dividing by 10. So divide by 10, divide by 10. Divide by another 10, divide by another 10. It's not just a matter of taking off zeros. That's a very poor mathematical way of explaining it. Say divide by 10 or divide by 100. That's when we take the zeros off. So what are we left with now? We're left with 14 ratio 21. Mr. Ali, what do you know? It will divide into 14 and 21 without leaving remainder. 7. So 14 divided by 7 is 2. 21 divided by 7 is 3. And that's the end of that question. Now it's time for you to practice some of the questions. I'm going to mark them over here for you, and you can do them over here. So I would like you to go at question number 4. Number 11 is exercise 1. Number 18, 26, 34, and 35. I'm going to give you a few minutes to do those. Let's just say, okay, right. So we got a little timer running for you guys in the morning, in the bottom of the corner, to give you a few minutes to try those questions. Right, so we've done the timing.
finish.
Okay, we're now back to recording. So 4 ratio 12 gives you an answer of 1 to 3. 35 ratio 42 gives us an answer of 5 divided by 7, that is 5 ratio 6. 56 to 64, we divide them both by 8, that gives us what, a ratio of what?
7 to 8.
7 to 8. 200 to 300 gives a ratio of 2 to 3. 25, 30, 35 gives a ratio of 5, 6, 7. And 40, 50, 60, 70 gives a ratio of 4 to 5 to 6 to 7.
That was right.
Alhamdulillah, it's good. Okay, in the next exercise, okay, in the next exercise, yeah, we're doing the same thing, but here we got mixed units. So this is like taking the ratios to the next level. As I'm writing it down, you need to be writing it down. I'm looking around the room, I'm seeing which person is writing it down. Get it down. Hopefully in the future we'll have the screen into your table, iPad or something, but that's not yet. Okay, to have a look at mixed unit question, we need to start, for example, at question number 2. Question number 2, we have 500 centimeters ratio 1 kilometer. Now, before we simplify this type of ratio, for every 500 centimeters 1 kilometer, we need to make the units the same. So, what do we change centimeters into, Mr. Ali? We change the centimeters into what?
Kilometers.
We change them into meters, and we change this also into meters. Make the units the same, consistent. So how do we change centimeters into meters? What do we do? 500 centimeters, that's a Fatima. We change it into meters, what do? We divide it by 100. So 500 centimeters as meters, it gives us what? 5 meters. Okay, Ruqayya, I want to change kilometers into meters. What do? Times it by 1,000. So 1 time by 1,000, really hard question. Don't crush it. Here's you. 1,000. So we need to get rid of these one and these anymore, because we're going to carry on the question now. Now, once we have changed the units, and the units are now consistent, so we need to make the units the same. How you do that's up to you. Units the same. What's it called? Make the units the same before you simplify. Okay, so now we have 5 meters and 1,000 meters. What is the highest common factor, Khadija? What is the highest common factor between 5 and 1,000? What will they both divide by? Just by looking at the numbers, you should know one number should pop to the top of your head. Say, yes, I know that this particular number easily will divide into both of them, and that number is 5, correct. Now move the whole thing. So we divide by 5, both sides. So 5 divided by 5 is 1. 1,000 divided by 5 is 200. And we are done for that question. So that's a mixed unit 1. I want you to quickly get that copy down, and then I can go on to the next question. So we're recording now. Okay, question number 24. We got a mixture of hours and minutes. So we got 3 hours and we got 30 minutes. Okay, in this particular question, the 30 minutes stays as it is. We don't need to convert 30 minutes into anything, because we're going to convert the hours into minutes. How do we change hours into minutes, Ali? What do? By how many minutes in an hour? 60. So 3 times by 60 will give us an answer of?
180.
So we've got 180 minutes and 30 minutes. Now we are in the position where we can cancel. So divide by 10, divide by 10. Okay. Divide that by 3. Divide that by 3. So the final answer will give us an answer of 6:1. So here we only converted one of the units into the other unit. So the hours was converted to minutes, and then we cancelled. We didn't need to change both. You only do what you need to do in the question. And that's the end of the examples for now. I'm going to give you some questions to do. Right, get ready for your question. I'm going to give you the timer as well. Okay, here we go. Right, I want you to go question number... Can we do number 3?
No.
Yeah. No. It's 2 and 24.
22. Question number 3. Okay, question number 10. Question number 17. And question number 12. Okay. Question number 12. You got those 3 questions to do. And here's your little timer. It shouldn't take you 3 minutes. Loads of time. Okay, let me close it. Right, this is the classwork question set. Now 40 grams, we leave 40 grams as 40 grams. The 1 kilogram, we convert that into grams, that becomes 1,000 grams. Okay, divide by 10, divide by 10, divide by 4, divide by 4, that gives you a ratio of 1 to 25. If you've done the right, tick it. 75p to ratio of 1 pound. We leave the 75p as 75p. The 1 pound becomes 100 pence. So now the units are the same. So divide them both by 25, and that will give you a ratio left of 3 to 4. Done. 2.5 kilometers and meters, change that into meters. That gives you what? 2,500 meters. And that's 1,000. So we divide them both by 100 first of all. Then we divide them by 5. So that gives you a ratio of 5 to 2. Now we have millimeters and centimeters. Change that to millimeters by multiplying by 10. That gives you 55 ratio 20. Now divide them by 5. That will give you a ratio of 11 to 4. And we have finished that question. Okay, lovely. Okay, that's the end of that particular ratio video. We can move on to proportional parts next.